Welcome back to Tools and Track. Once again, we're working on the MX5. And by working, I mean failing to make it competitive by trying every option bar the obvious one, turbocharging it. So I'm kind of running out of ideas here, but this is good because when you run out of ideas on how to make your car competitive, you start thinking outside the box. Now, for years, since day one, this car has had an understeer issue. Now, just to get everyone caught up, we have put good coilovers on it, finally, with the Meister R's, and white line anti-roll bars. The last time we took this out, it was not very competitive because we had problems with tyres, but that's never going to be resolved without anything bar new tyres. Now, we'll come back to tyres in a wee second, but what I'm going to do is tweak the anti-roll bars a bit and see if I can find one last ditch attempt at solving an understeer problem, and then this car will get proper alignment done, and if that doesn't work, nothing will. But first, let's have a look at tyres. So, those who really enjoy following the channel will know that I have been running Uniroyal Rain Sports for about 6 months, and then in the last episode we realised they were completely devoid of anything that resembles tread. Now, that's a bit annoying because 3 of those 6 months it was basically winter, the conditions that those tyres look for, and wet, rainy and everything, yet they still shredded out. This time, what I'm going to go for is Michelin Pilot Sports. Now, these are 195/45. Don't tell people lies if you can avoid it. 195/50 R15s. The problem with this size of profile is there's not a lot of new development tyres. These are old. Who really has 15-inch tyres these days on new mass-produced cars? So Pilot Sport 3s are about the best I can find for the price point without going to semi-slicks. Remember, semi-slicks are not applicable for the race series we run. So this, I'm hoping, is as good as it's going to get. So we'll see. At least they're new. So we may not have covered this in various previous episodes, but every single set of coilovers I seem to buy don't match. Now, my explanation for this is, if I want level ride height at the height that I run this car at, the backs seem to be fully bottomed out, i.e. as low as they'll go, so I can't bring any more height out of them. But the fronts also seem to be as high as they go, i.e. I don't really think I can safely add any more height without losing thread purchase on the coilover. Now, that's a bit of an issue because I'd rather add more height and stiffen the front up by compressing the spring a bit more, and I can't do that, except now I can. So it's JAS Performance that make these, no affiliation, no sponsorship, but I can't find anywhere else, so if you don't actually go to them, I think you'll have issues getting these. These are coilover spacers, so they will go between the body and the top of the coilover to add a wee touch more height. Now, the fact that these are an off-the-shelf available part suggests to me that this is a common issue, i.e. the manufacturers of coilovers know this happens and they won't change it. So I'm going to fire these in, and that'll at least give me another 8mm of height. I say 8mm, it'll give me more than that because, anyway, it'll give me more options to work with. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to try. However, what I'm also going to have to try is to put them on. So I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to slip these over without fully removing the strut. We'll find out. I thought I was going to be in for a whole afternoon of setting ride heights, but they've just went on and that's perfect. So there you go. The backs need to compress a wee bit, but that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, in my never-ending quest to solve the handling characteristics or lack thereof in this car, the anti-roll bars have made a difference. Definitely feels a lot more stable turning in. However, I may have over-egged the situation. As you noticed in the last video, we were oversteering a lot. This car's become a lot more snappy now with the rear anti-roll bar, i.e. if you stiffen at the back too much, you're going to introduce more tendency to oversteer. Luckily, these are adjustable, and I've put it in the middle setting, so in an effort to sort of bring that back a wee bit and make the handling a bit more predictable, we'll say predictable, I'm going to put these in the lowest setting, i.e. as soft as possible, just to give me a bit more predictability going into corners as to when the back end's going to slap out. And that's it. Other than that, that's all I'm doing, and getting alignment sorted. we are T-3 days to our next shootout at our deer. And I did say not really doing too much. I have finally got down to doing the alignment, so...
It's a worthwhile investment by the looks of the results.
So it wasn't great. So alignment settings look a bit like this. So we have got toe in the back to a considerable value. None of it correct. Toe in the front all over the shop to a value that's wild.
The back camber's nice.
On one wheel. So, needless to say, there may have been some issues here. Now, I will stipulate that the knicker elastic method that we used many moons ago was many moons ago.
Yeah.
As such, I have dicked around with the car quite a bit.
Loads of stuff had been off since then. Didn't have the coilovers changed and all sorts of stuff since then.
All of it. So, rather than doing the knicker elastic again, I just thought, right, let's go and get it done. So, settings have been chosen as follows. So we have a far more sympathetic alignment. So I've not went for anything crazy. To be honest, it's all neutral, zero. Because I think at the low speed stuff, we don't need wild amounts of toe, wild amounts of camber. It just needs to do the normal thing. So it's not exactly what the settings are for a stock MX5. There's a couple of wee tweaks I've put in it, but it should be a lot more compliant on the track.
Yeah, the thing with the camber is you only really need the camber if you're doing
high speed.
Yeah.
High speed cornering, which we're not. The only other thing we've tweaked, well, I haven't.
Done some ECU tweak changes. So, previous tune, what fuel was it? Was it 99? It was 99 octane.
We mapped.
Was it Shell?
Yeah, Shell.
Shell, yeah. So we went for the kind of idea of, you know, max possible timing that you can get away with that fuel, which these things have got like, not the Porsche, the Mazda's got, they've got like hardly any compression. So
yeah.
It got to the point where it's like, you struggle to even get them to detonate if you try, to be honest. So
they're very mild engines.
Yeah, they're very mild.
Get away with a lot.
But one thing we did notice with this, we were logging it quite a lot, is air intake temperature. So because it's got ITBs and because they're in the engine bay and there's not a lot of cold air going in,
yeah,
they're getting quite high.
Yeah.
So we went down a different method this time of, because 95 octane fuel's got 10% ethanol.
Right.
So you need more of it to make the same energy, blah blah blah. You know, the stoichiometric fuel ratio change. So you need.
I'm not even going to the whiteboard for this. Just
right.
trust this.
You need more fuel to get the same energy. But also the great thing is having ethanol in the fuel is it also can work as quite a good cooling method.
Agent. Yes.
Yeah. So because we now need to spray a wee bit more fuel in to make up for the ethanol, we're actually now going to run a slightly cooler charge air temperature. We've had to increase the fuel duration a wee bit. So if you're spraying slightly more fuel in, then you are going to cool the air temperature better, because the evaporating the fuel cools the air. So
at some point, all of this will have to go in a dyno to see if it makes sense. But for the moment, we've only got 3 days, and I don't have dyno time. So let's just see if that makes it faster.
Yeah. Plus, it's cheaper.
And it's cheaper. Not for me with the fuel bill, but hey ho.
Well, that's 95 octane. It's cheaper. You use more of it, but
it's probably going to be cost neutral. Anyway, let's race.
We'll see if it works.
Sunburn weather, which is unusual for our deer, but we're starting off with the normal, which is the auto solo, so 3 in one direction, 3 in the other, and then it goes to the shootout in the afternoon. Go for it! MX5. Good luck, sir. Race 3. I'm not against you, am I? This hardly seems fair. My palpable relief at not being against a V8 Altezza cannot be missed. Steely-eyed, not giving in. Not giving in the way there. That's a nice purple you got off that. Yeah, it's a Subaru engine in it. Unsurprisingly, we're now at the stage where I need to race the supercharged MX5 that beats me every step of the bloody way. I knew I'd end up against Ian. Well done. That was intense. Right, last run. I'm up against the GT86. 3 won, 1 loss. Right, best of luck. I've had better luck in this lane, so hopefully that'll do something. I think the biggest win from that day was the weather. As you can see, we only just got away with that and no more. So our day was split into two events. As we all saw in the afternoon, the car was really competitive on the shootout until it wasn't. So it's still getting beaten by one car, which is the same car with a supercharger. So
it's still down on power.
It's still down in power, but it did finish second. So that's a very, very positive win. So
I think you could take that as a win, seeing as it's down, what, how much from everyone else?
Yeah, quite a considerable amount.
amount.
But I don't need to take that for a win, because in the morning, I won! It actually did really well, to the point where it put consistent times across all of the Autotest, and it took a trophy. So we are finally competitive in this little car, which is a good sign, because without blowing my own trumpet, I'm clearly at a driving standard where deleting this and putting a low cost in there is going to be frighteningly quick.
Yeah, once you get the hang of that, it should be...
Which will only take another year and a half, 2 years probably.
I don't think so.
Plus shakedown, plus...
It's going to be like this, just much lighter, isn't it? I mean,
that's the principle, but
yeah.
If it's as reliable and is just downright stubborn on its refusal to die, then I think we'll be doing well. But no, I'm actually really happy. This car has now got to a point where it's just right, which I'm sad to say means there's nothing more we need to do other than maintain it. But that's not true.
No, we're going to add more power, obviously.
There's always scope to add more
because we need to make it unbalanced and then have to start all over again.
Yeah, otherwise where's the fun in that? So until next weekend, guys, patreon.com/toolsandtrack. That's all of this stuff's supporting method, and obviously you guys that are on there are massive supporters, so everyone that's joined up to now, thank you very much. If that's not for you, totally get it. Do the like bell and subscribe thing at the bottom, because that also does help quite considerably. And until next weekend, guys.
Bye-bye. I've done that just because I knew that you were waiting for it there.
Drive safe.